How's you going right there, eh? It's Denis here from Danilo's Outdoors. Back up the woodlot. Trying to get a few things kind of wrapped up before the winter. While I had the tractor up here, I'm going to haul it out of here today, I think. And later on this winter, when everything freezes up, I'll come back up and do some more work. So I kind of wanted to wrap up a few things while the ground was still thawed out, not frozen yet. So right here, this spot where I'm at right now, this is where I'm going to put my mill. I was thinking I'd haul it up here this winter, but I probably won't. I'll do it in the summer. And the reason why I picked this location, I'll show you in a sec. I'm just off of my corduroy road that I built. I'll go over and show you there after. The cabin site's going to be up there. This part here has not been corduroyed yet. That's why I'm going to start stockpiling some logs in this winter. I'll stockpile the logs, and then this spring or through the winter I'll finish this. Right in there, kind of where those logs are, those two logs right close to me, that's where the corduroy stopped. It's all corduroyed all the way from the bottom of that hill to those logs. That's in really good shape. I thought this was going to be better because I'm kind of coming up into some high ground, so I think I'll corduroy probably right to about here where I'm standing there now. So I was working on putting some gates in. I got 2 telephone poles that I dug and put into the ground. I got to cut that one down off, level it. Those gates right now are just tied there for now. And I got to get some big ready rod and drill through those poles and put those in. Yeah, so that's the deal there. Like I was saying, I'm going to widen this out a little bit here. This is where the mill's going to go. And I have a 10-foot by 10-foot shed that's at one of my beaver ponds. It's got a big roll-up door. So it's going to go right here, right up against these trees. And the reason for that is the deck of the mill will be standing, or right where I'm standing. And those trees will be out of there. That's why I brought this wood up that I milled. That's a bunch of wind-falled spruce that was behind my house. And I milled it up into some 6x6s and some 8x8s, whatever I could get out of them. Got a few boards there. I got a bunch more boards at the house. I just thought I was coming up here with the trailer and it was empty, so I brought both those gates up and I brought that lumber up. So this shed will be on that lumber. And then this winter my plan is, probably today I should rip that rock out here, but I'm going to cut some of these trees on the side of the mill, on the upper side, because that's where I'm going to haul my logs in across the lake. So I'm going to cut a path right through these trees here. Bear with me here for a sec. So like I said, I'm going to cut a path right in through here. This wet spot is part of the lake. And it's not as high up in elevation, like coming right off where my boat launch is. Yeah, so there's the lake right there. This little site that I'm on is, like I said before, it's like it probably used to be an island, but it's like a peninsula there now. And that's the lake. So the property that we bought is right there. So my plan is it actually goes to right about there somewhere. So my plan is I'll cut some cedar, bring it across the ice, then just whip right through here, cut a few trees down right up this path, and then I'll have it on the upper part of the of my mill, and then I can I'll have a rack made up with that lumber. So what you do is you roll your logs, or you put your logs on top of those 4 or 6x6 or 8x8s, and then that'll be level and perpendicular to the deck of the mill. And then you just put a couple little 4x4s, and then you just roll them right on the mill on the upper side. So like I said, my cabin logs are going to be 6-inch thick. So they'll be milled on 2 sides, so they'll be round on the top and the bottom. So my plan is the logs will be set on the racks over here, roll them onto the mill, then pick them up, put them on a little utility trailer. Actually, I have an old boat trailer, and I'm going to have my 4-wheeler and my ATV hook onto it, and then I can drive right up to the cabin site. So this, I'll have some 8x8s, probably cut about 3-4 feet wide, 3 sets of them. The mill deck will be sitting right on that, and then these 8x8s will be coming and stop just short of the deck, probably probably 3 feet or so. Then the logs will roll right on top of the deck of the mill. I think that'll be the quickest, easiest. Then the head of my mill, like I was saying, it'll roll right into the shed. All this here will be gone, and I can work at this part this winter. I'll just go through here, cut some of these trees down, leave the stumps, and like I was saying, the stringers, the 8x8s will be set right there, and I'll just pull them this way, stop, roll them on. That should work out pretty good. And there's like a couple of feet elevation, so that'll be a lot easier to get the logs on top of the mill. Yeah, so like I said, I had a couple little things I wanted to get done before freeze up. Digging that spot for the mill was one. There was a bunch of stuff right in here, so I cleared this stuff out of here and cut one tree down. So my little shack, which is I think it's probably 8x10 or 8x12, it's on like a trailer. It's an old camper trailer. It's got all like cedar decking or cedar siding on it. So I'm going to bring it in here, and then it'll be set up. So I use that as a tree stand or deer stand. Then I'll have a good view right up the road. So that way there, if I'm up here working on the cabin, it has like a solar setup. It's got a wood stove in it. It's got a bed. So if I want to get out of the bugs, I can do that. Or cook something, or if I want to stay the night instead of driving back into town, I can just stay up here and keep working once I start the cabin build next year. Doing a couple more little calculations, I guess. That's probably going to be the front right corner. I changed the size of the cabin. As of now, it's going to be 18 by 14 feet wide. With the regulations here, anything 250 square feet and smaller, you can build without a permit. So that's what I'm going to do. So this portion will be logs, the 14 by 18. And yeah, so it'll go from there to that post, and then back here, and then later on, if I want to attach a timber frame, garage type of thing, that's where that's going to go over on that end. So I will continue filling this in. I'll probably save these rocks because, like I was mentioning before, I'm going to put a fireplace here on this end. I believe as of right now this will be on like pillars or piers. I don't think I'm going to skirt it in with rock right now. I may later on in the future. I'm not sure. I haven't decided on that yet. Cleared up a little spot right in here. This is where I want to build that outdoor kitchen. I'm going to have it perpendicular to the cabin. This here is probably going to be like 10 by 8, I'm figuring. And like I mentioned before, it's probably going to be like about 4 feet high, made out of cedar logs, half dovetailed on all the corners, with like a 1 or 2 inch gap that'll be filled in. The gaps will be. Then I'll fill this in with good material. I'll have those like on piers, small little blocking, I guess, stone, rock. And then I'm going to have 4 to 6 vertical cedar logs that are going to be mortised and tenants into the log part, and then with a roof on it, and then if I want to, I can screen that half in. And I like to have like an outdoor campfire cook thing on there, and screened in, like I said, so that if I want to get out of the bugs, I get out of the bugs, get some relief. Kind of just flattened out a little bit here with the tractor. Another thing I did is we finally closed on that land deal across the lake. And so the other day, my dad and I pulled the raft over, and I got it out of the water, sort of partially, I guess. So there it is there. Yeah, so it wasn't as easy as I thought. The barrels were just hooked on there with straps, so excuse me, there wasn't really much holding them on there. It's kind of sucked, but anyhow, my plan is I'm going to come with a come along, and I'll hook on that far end and try to just whip it around so that barrel is out of the water, and then it can freeze. And then this winter, when I'm up here with the tractor hauling the logs across the lake, I'm going to take that ladder off it, and then my plan is I'm going to flip that right over onto the ice and secure the barrels on there really good, and then call it good and leave it. That'll be my plan. Anyhow, like I was saying, hopefully I like to try to make that work for us. And then I'm going to anchor it out here somewhere, just far enough so my barge can go in between. And then my barge will be tied off to the back of that and then hooked on out here in front onto the shore, so then we can walk back and forth, go to the raft, and then hop onto this and drive the barge around. Anyhow, it's hard to see, but right in there's a little opening. That's where that property is. It goes quite a ways. I think it probably goes to right about there, and then goes all the way down. There's like a sign down there, goes right to there, and then actually cuts all the way across. That portion's 52 acres. I think there's probably 10 acres on this end, 40 plus acres on that end. It goes all the way to the service road. The gate that I was showing at the starting of this video, I did the exact same thing on the roadway and put a couple telephone poles so I can secure that roadway coming in. Nice and calm out here today. Did see a couple fish jumping earlier. Anyhow, that's it for now. If you could, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that kind of good stuff. Thanks for watching. That's the end there, eh?